Welcome to Music Media Review, the weekly podcast critiquing modern music and media headlines. I'm Jess. Scouting new material can be tricky, which is why I like to observe names sticking around a decent amount of time. The singer I chose to talk about this episode is one we should definitely associate with 2026 by the end of the year. Sienna Spiro's a young prodigy thriving in pop music, but nowhere near your average pop star. Her etiquette and vocals depict generations back, dubbing her a Best New Artist candidate for upcoming award show ballots. In this episode, I'll tell you Sienna's biography, slowly growing into a budding mainstream career. Get ahead of the trend now on Music Media Review. Sienna Ann Spiro was born September 28, 2005 in London, England. Raised British and Jewish, her father Glenn Spiro's a go-to guy celebrities visit in non-media means. He's a jeweler who sells rare gemstones at a decade co-owned shop, G London Jewelry House. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Princess Kate Middleton-Windsor are among his elite clients. Glenn's idol in fashion, movies, and music is Frank Sinatra. Like father, like daughter, Sienna grew to appreciate jazz from a personal outlook. She'd feel self-conscious about her body, preferring 1960s fads to model herself. Silhouette shadows, dressing elegantly, long hair, go-go boots, and authentic produced recordings. Hearing instruments cutting through big emotive voices, Sienna loved the real feeling it gave her. Some of the women she's inspired are Barbra Streisand, Nina Simone, Etta James, Nancy Sinatra, Dusty Springfield, and Aretha Franklin. It's amazing how many British females are captivated by the 60s to express themselves so proper. We had a second wave in the late 2000s when Amy Winehouse, Adele, Duffy, and Estelle resurged jazzy soul. Ray and Olivia Dean have done the same recently, mixing R&B's bluesiness. Sienna Spiro wrote her first song at 10, sneakily applied to East London Arts and Music for high school. Getting accepted was luck, but jumped a bigger risk, shocking herself and parents. She dropped out at 16 after receiving offers on her TikTok channel video clips. I'm used to reading celebs dropping out of college. Not in a while have I encountered quitting high school pursuing music full-time from the younger generations. Sienna shied away her decision when interviewed, credits determination leading to the experience she's gained sooner than waiting to graduate. Despite TikTok attracting a fan base, it challenged composing complexity than posting short audio clips. Last year, Sienna told Canadian blog Essence, "I'm so grateful for any response I get. I really try to see everyone individually and go through comments and be present in that way. But I think the one thing that you need to be really careful of is when you start putting things online and then you go back to write more music. You don't think about that while you're doing it. It's very dangerous to think beyond the room when you're creating a song. We read all the time about how TikTok is shaping the music industry in terms of songs becoming shorter and how artists are encouraged to cater to the platform. But your music comes from such a different place, and you're still finding success. It's no one's fault, it's just the way we consume media. But because everything's in short form and you have a 20 to 60 second audition, basically, when you post on TikTok and you try to win people over with that, you start to think in that way. Songs have become shorter, and I think people are taking less care in constructing these songs. It starts to create something that's not timeless because you're thinking in such a small capacity. You can easily fall into that trap. I have in the past, and I think I really try to be as timeless as I can with my music. I think the way you do it is by not thinking beyond the room. You have to just be completely present and drop all ego. Something that's honest just comes from you, and I think that's how you're going to withstand all this, because everything's going to change and humans are timeless. I'd say the way I try and approach it is by really allowing it to come from me and not think beyond anything else. Smart, profound girl, never judge dropping out. 3 years of that kicked in a golden opportunity. Mentored by producer Omir Fetty, Capitol Records signed Sienna Spiro 2024. He's worked with Ella Mai, Machine Gun Kelly, Ian Dior, 24K Golden, The Kid Laroi, Youngblood, Lil Nas X, and Sam Smith. Except for Ella Mai, rest of that group are men, yet Omir advised an important tip conducting Sienna's abilities: less vocal riffs, more moments. He'd push her doing multiple audio takes until she sounded the lyrics sang. Debut album Visitor came out July 2nd. Practice paid off hearing the final cuts. I briefly mentioned her voice comparison in the Devil Wears Prada 2's Runway episode. Material Lovers on the soundtrack, where Sienna's exaggerated tone resembles alternative singer-songwriter Maggie Rogers and dramatic projection the way Sia cries out. Not too often an artist writes and brokenly sings their heart out in sad ballads. Associating Sienna's age bracket and relatability, promoters are releasing them in pop. 2 U.S. media premieres introduced her publicly. Gap filmed a 2025 holiday commercial showing Sienna singing Miley Cyrus's The Climb, with a choir performing on a white soundstage. Then she went on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon January 7th, 2026. Performing Die on This Hill, the audience couldn't hold their applause in between verses, gave an overwhelming standing ovation at the end. As a result, the Visitor Tour sold out 2 months early in seconds of its open ticketing queue. These viral headlines caught my attention, and MTV Live began rotating Die on This Hill's music video on Epic Awesome Video's Daily Block Marathon, a weekly go-to source for me. Die on This Hill originally came out October 10th, 2025, suddenly took flight in the new year and moving higher now on the charts. Simply sitting in a chair, I loved the black and white music video's filter featuring Sienna focusing on her voice. We could say her Jewish Guild expressionism bears resilience, refuses denial. I'll take my pride, stand here for you. No, I'm not blind, just seeing it through. You take my life just for the thrill. I'll take tonight and die on this hill. I always will. Supposedly perfecting the studio sessions frustrated the heart-wrenching delivery we hear. It is unmatched, one of the best first impression singles I've ever heard, and the album charms. Here's my review of Visitor and where I think Sienna will measure up next. Visitor is the right choice of words, appropriately beginning track 1's This Is My House. Listeners will sonically be transported to a piano bar, fancy outing, classical concert, and at times feel like it's the 60s. I loved this. Visitor debuted number 9 Billboard 200, number 2 UK albums, under Madonna's Confessions 2. Die on This Hill is the star on track 4. Charted number 9 in the UK last year, moving its way up in the US. Number 20 Adult Contemporary, number 19 on the Hot 100, number 10 Adult Pop, and number 9 Pop Airplay. You Stole the Show's promo single, track 9, distributed exactly a year ago, July 25th, 2025. It's ranked number 78 in Canada, number 55 on the Hot 100, number 26 in the UK. The string orchestra behind Sienna Spiro's voice is something out of a movie. I could picture this whole record starring her in a musical. Her motivation is Frank Sinatra's saying, every song should tell a story. When you hear track 8's Time You and Me's a cappella fade out and You Stole the Show's orchestra segue, it's spectacular. Time You and Me has a James Bond-themed demeanor. the groovy guitar and swing ensemble. My family loves that franchise. I relate the song to Shirley Bassey's Goldfinger, Sheryl Crow's Tomorrow Never Dies, and Adele's Skyfall. Third promo single, The Visitor, follows along Die on This Hill's melancholiness on track 7, positioned number 43 on the Hot 100, number 11 UK singles. Track 3's Great Expectation became the fourth current single, July 3rd. Sienna returned on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon July 14th, decorating the set like its 60s music video vibes. Shadowed in a black silhouette at the start, shining a spotlight when it's time to sing, polka dots backdrop, jazz pieced orchestra, and backup soul singers. Fulfilling her dream landscape, I don't know if Great Expectation falls into pop, may cross over to rhythmic radio R&B. So far, it's number 69 on the Hot 100, number 19 in the UK, number 5 in Norway, and number 2 in the Netherlands. Visitor consists 10 tracks. Track 6 is pure, melodically upbeat, and maybe was suggested to liven things up as first impression work. 5 bonus tracks turned to Visitor Deluxe in 24 hours on July 3rd. You Stole the Show and Die on This Hill are acoustically stripped down near the end, maybe carried over from 2025's extended play, Sink Now, Swim Later. I like it a lot. Material Lover was cleared, appearing off the Devil Wears Prada 2 soundtrack, branded in the title name. I adore it, and am wondering if Sienna will flip writing something chipper going forward. Achieving number 14 UK singles, number 1 UK hip-hop R&B, there's a chance this song can gain traction very soon. Disney Plus will upload The Devil Wears Prada 2 July 29th. We know how effective streaming things can be once viewers have access to watch and admire. I had to look up when Material Lover was played in the movie. Vaguely remember it was one of the party scenes. TuneFind.com confirms during Irv's 75th birthday, Miranda and Andy's boss at Runway. Final bonus track, Autumn Leaves, breeds an Autumn in New York nod. Every time the word fall is uttered, the notes are gorgeous. I'm going to play it a lot next season. With the upcoming award shows, I have high expectations for Sienna Spiro and Visitor. MTV should be releasing their Video Music Award nominations shortly. I'm predicting she'd get in Best New Artist and MTV Push Artist categories. I'll post on Music Media Review's social media if these theories occur and if other related topics I've covered in prior episodes get acknowledged. The VMA ceremony has updated changes. Venues relocating to Los Angeles, no longer New York or New Jersey, and airing Sunday, September 28th, Sienna Spiro's birthday, much later than usual. MTV will turn 45 August 1st. I'm assuming VMA's announcement's going to post days after. In May, the American Music Awards highlighted Sienna's running for Breakthrough Pop Artist, Die on This Hill Best Vocal Performance. Grammys are likely gracing higher honors covering longer progress. I think Sienna can win Best New Artist, Visitor or Visitor Deluxe be nominated Best Pop Vocal Album, perhaps Die on This Hill's in rename category Best Traditional Pop Vocal Performance. Material Lover should be up for Best Song Written for Visual Media, The Devil Wears Prada 2 for Best Compilation Soundtrack for Visual Media. Production-wise, Album of the Year is a long shot for Visitor. Maybe Producer of the Year non-classical, depending on the list professionals get recognition, ranging the eligibility period cutoff in a month. The Recording Academy is scheduled to livestream the 69th Grammy Awards nominations on Monday, November 16th, midday. I can't wait. Remember young crooner Sienna Spiro and comment what you think of her contemporary throwback style. Thank you for streaming this episode and podcast. Really appreciate the support, subscriptions, and thumbs ups. Glad to entertain and connect with you all. Join the community if you haven't yet on Music Media Review's Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube channel, and X account @MMediaReview. Contact our email, musicmediareviewpodcast@gmail.com. Rate and review wherever you listen. I'm Jess. Next episode will combine a countdown reflecting a new album. I'll be curating a Shania Twain Top 10 to review her 7th album, Little Miss Shania. Talk to you then.